I want to say something about black women. And this was my mother. And God is my witness right now. May the Lord strike me down if I'm lying. My mother told me and my siblings when we were young kids, before we, like, I remember it was when my older brother started secondary school. It was a big deal, my older brother going off to the big boy school. And my mum sat us down and she said, if you're ever in trouble out there in the real world, look for a black woman.
Hey guys, welcome back again to my channel. It's so good to have you. Thank you so much for clicking. When you saw this video, so I came across this on my FYP where this guy was talking about what his mom told him about black women, and whenever they are in trouble in the real world, that they should look for a black woman. And it sparked a lot of talks online. A lot of people staged the video and said a lot of things, and considering what is happening in recent time, when everybody is expecting black folks to be on the street protesting and also talking about all that is happening in people's life, like shouldering people's problem, forgetting theirs, I decided to bring this to the table so that we can talk about it. But first, let me know what your thoughts are in the comment as we watch these videos together, and also do it, subscribe, give the video a thumbs up so that more people can see. So I'm going to let some of these videos which I've gathered for you guys through, then I'll come back with the commentary. Credit to all creators on this video. So let's go watch, then I'll come back with the commentary.
My mum said this. My mum was raised in this country from the age of 6, the UK. She said, look for a black woman. She said, anywhere in the world, a black woman will help you. She was never wrong. She was never wrong. But, like, it's incredible that my mother said that. And I don't know what my mum went through. But I remember seeing photos of my mum in school when she was in high school and stuff. And, like, she had loads of black friends and stuff. And they were all black women. Because my mum wasn't a pick me. She only had female friends. And so she obviously felt some protection. And growing up for me, I noticed in my school, it was a very predominantly white school. The black teachers looked out for me. I had a black Jamaican teacher called Mrs. Forrester. She looked out for me. But even outside of school, when I started growing out my hair, it was a black woman that taught me how to look after my curls, what products to use. It's black women that built me up on this platform and got me to where I am. I have to give credit to where credit is due. It was women in general, but black women specifically, who boosted me and told me how pretty I was and how great I was. But I am trying to make a point here, and it's that black women get treated the worst. The worst. Malcolm X said this. He goes, unfortunately, they are treated the worst. By the medical field, by the education field, by the police, by everything. Yet they're the ones that give the most love. And for, like, I saw what he said in that post, Andrew Schultz, and like some comments, and it's sad, and it hurts my heart when I think of those things, because I'll tell you right now, it wasn't that long ago. My friend Jordan, who I love and boast about, Jordan's got Jordan's family is just. When I was homeless, and Jordan introduced me to his family, they treated me like I was one of them. They didn't even care. They were just like, they treat me like family. It didn't feel awkward. You know when you go over to someone's house and you just sat in the corner for a bit? It didn't feel like that. And I know not all black people are the same. Obviously, I know that. But there's one thing that black people universally have, and that is that beautiful smile and beautiful love that they just give out. But I'm telling you, it's a special feeling. I remember going to Jordan's once, and like I was just heartbroken. His family just like welcome me, and they were like, "Where's the food?" You know what? You know what his family said to me? They go, "Oh, we got a plate ready for you." And then Jordan's cousin just looks me up and goes, "You're still skinny, boy." And I'm just like, right, well, yeah, I know I'm home. No, I can't sit and not make a comment on this, because no, and I know I made a post like months ago about black men, but yeah, and go look through history. Go look at what Nina Simone did. Go look at what Doreen Lawrence, Stephen Lawrence's mother, did. Go look at what Betty Shabazz did. Like these people are just incredible. And we don't give credit where credit is due. We really don't. And I think nowadays we're living in this world where if someone's pretty, we give them credit. Credit for what? They were just born beautiful, but like we don't look at the person's soul. We don't look at like who we don't look at what people can attribute to life. If we did, we would give Mary C. Cole a huge statue. So that's my 2 cents. And I hope just thank you. And yeah, and thank you to especially thank you to the Jamaican community, because there was this Jamaican woman who helped my grandmother, and that's a different story. And just black women in general, thank you for everything you've done for me, for everything you've done for my family, and for everything you've done for our people. My people wouldn't have survived in the UK if it weren't for black people standing up for us, come to the protest for us, protesting with the bus rallies for us. Yeah, I know my history. So thank you.
All right, so let's unpack that for a second. Black women have been carrying the weight of society for far too long. We're not here to just be a safety net or the go-to for everyone else's problems. Black women have spearheaded movements that have changed the world, from the abolition movement in the 19th centuries to women's suffrage to the civil rights movement in the 1960s. Yet we don't get the credit that we deserve. Our impact has been global, driving change through the Black Lives Matter movement, advocating for justice and equality, the reproductive justice movement, addressing the intersection between race and gender rights, and the Me Too movement. Shout out to Tarana Burke. So if you want to address Black women, let's talk about some of the issues that we face today, from systematic discrimination, economic disparities, and lack of access to healthcare. We also deal with mental health stigmas, safety concerns, and educational inequalities. Plus, we also find ourselves underrepresented in politics and misrepresented in media. These challenges are compounded by workplace discrimination and ongoing fights for reproductive and environmental justice. So next time you think it's Black women as just saviors, remember we need allies, not dependents. We're not mules. We're innovators, leaders, and change makers.
I haven't been on TikTok for a while either, and your video just popped up on my For You page, and I love what you said. And your mother was right. She is absolutely right. However, the question is, who do we depend on as Black women? As a Black woman who is knocking on the door to 50, birthday on October 3rd, write that shit down, we tired. We're exhausted.
So the church is making white people apologize to black people in church? Check this shit out.
To ask the white Americans in the room to please repeat after me. On behalf of myself and on behalf of my country. To you and all African Americans. From the beginning of our nation's history. In honor of your ancestors and on behalf of your children. Please hear this from my heart. I apologize. Please forgive us. With this prayer, I acknowledge the depth of the evils that have been perpetrated against Black people in America.
On behalf of myself, nobody in that room owned slaves at any point in history. Not one person in that room, in that church, in that chapel, whatever it is, owned slaves. However, they are being made, I'm assuming they are being made, I don't know, peer pressure maybe, to apologize on behalf of themselves, behalf of themselves to the black people in the room. This is the kind of divisive bullshit that is coming from the left. I want to make sure, if the roles would be reversed in any other country, everybody would lose their mind. And I'm saying every other country, because in case you didn't know, in case you lived under a rock, black people owned slaves too. The slaves that built this country, the United States, guess where they came from? They came from Africa. Guess how they were bought? Yeah, other black people sold them. However, you know, it's the United States of America. We don't really teach real history because Democrats have been in charge of the education system for decades. And as a result, we have pathetic, weak human beings like that. And no man in the room was like, you know what, this is wrong. We cannot go with that. This is what happens when you are pussifying real men. You end up with this, with men that are not going to stand up for what's right, with men that are not going to stand up for what's good. Why? Because their masculinity has been taken away from them, or they were told that their masculinity is toxic.
Guys, let's even be real. It's not about apologizing to these people, really. What happens behind closed doors? Going to church and making all the statements and apologizing might not change anything at all because it all starts in our head. Everything is within, everything is starting our head. What happens behind closed doors? What happens when you're not in church? What happens in your workplace? What happened in the restaurant? What happened when you meet other people of color? What happened within your circle? Who is within your circle? Because most of you palm-colored people, I don't think some of you actually have, people of color also in your circle. You prefer to be yourself and yourself alone, right? So I don't think it's just about apologizing or trying to come out and make bold statements and all that. It's about changing the narrative from the beginning. Now, coming to say your mom told you to look for a black woman is not bad, but the truth is that who will these same people you're running to run to when they have a problem? Because definitely they might need somebody tomorrow to help them. Who will they run to? If they run to you, will you also open your arms and accept them? It's not just about running to them. People can only serve from from a tank which is filled. When their tank runs dry, are you there to help them fill it up and not throw them under the bucket and tell them, oh no, I don't have anything to do with you because I'm done?
So there was a video going around not too long ago of a white guy asking why black people don't have their own black towns and black cities and what we do with our white people. And I would like to say that as of this week, the Tulsa race massacre lawsuit that we were all really excited about just got thrown out. During the same week that their superintendent said that the Tulsa race massacre had nothing to do with race. What would we do without white people? Well, the neighborhood of Greenwood was doing real well. They said that the dollar in that neighborhood circulated something like 19 months. 19 months. A thriving neighborhood destroyed because of racism. Why don't we have it? And what would we do without y'all? It's answered in the Tulsa race massacre.
I guess this is why everyone is mad at Latinos for voting the way they did, right? If you look at it, this might just be the only reason why they are not excited about them, voting the way they did, because they feel that you are doing more than you should. You are working out of line as somebody who happens to be a person of color. You should mind your own business, fight for yourself or stand for yourself first before doing for another person. So I think that's the reason why it's as if all of this, all black persons are coming out to say, you know what, we don't want to have anything to do with everything that is happening, because these guys were the ones that invited this upon themselves. We didn't do this. It wasn't our thing. We are going to be standing this out, sitting this out, because we did not vote for this. This was not our making. If you check the list of the people who voted the way they did and all that, you will see that 92% of black women didn't vote for this. Okay, they didn't vote for the orange man, and because they have seen the policies and say, you know what, this is not going to be favorable to us and our sisters. And all of a sudden, people who, when you're trying to do something for people, all of a sudden those people turn against you. So that's how they're feeling. Now you have the men, 80% of them didn't vote for this as well. And all of a sudden, you're not expecting the same people who didn't vote for a particular thing, a particular reason, now to come out and speak on behalf of you that voted for voted against your own interests and voted for people to be deported. You voted for your community members to be deported and all that, and are you expecting them not to come out and start speaking for you when you should have done that on the day of the election? So I think that's just what the problem is here, right? If you really take your time to look at it, you know that this exactly is the issue. People are not excited that people of color could actually stand up to vote against their own interests. Now, coming down to the person saying, whenever you're in trouble, look for black women. Why that is okay? Look for people you feel you're safe around, right? That can speak for you. Truly, black women will always stand out for anybody or stand up for anybody. Okay, whenever they meet them, that's how every one of us is wired. But let's even take it back, right? If you, as a person, see a black woman that is also in trouble, will you save the person? Will you render help? That's the question, because it's not just about telling somebody to help you or calling out a particular demographics and how your mom said those people should be the people you should run to when you have a problem. The thing is that, will you also save them if they have an issue like you did or like you have right now? Will you also save them if they run to you? I think if you check it well and able to tell yourself the truth, it might just be the opposite, right? It might just be the opposite. I don't the chance of it not being is very slim, right? And that is just it. That's why they said they are standing down for this one. They might not be they might not be part of everything that is happening and protecting people here and there, that they've been protecting people for a long time, and they can no longer continue to protect people who are not eager to protect themselves, stand up for people who are not ready to speak up, stand up for themselves. They still believe that, you have to spoon feed us for the rest of your life. And that's why you have people coming on the internet to gaslight them, saying you should have, you should have come out to come and contest, come and protest with us and all that. That's the thing. If you can, vote against your own interests, how then do you think that other people will be saving you from yourself? Because you are the architect of whatever thing that is happening to you. Well, guys, I'd love to hear from you. Let me know what your thoughts are in today's video. Like, right? Let's have that conversation. What's your thought about today's video? Okay, share that with me in the comment section. And thank you so much, guys, for watching. Okay, do what subscribe. Give the video a thumbs up if you have not already. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Give the video a thumbs up so that more people can see it. I look forward to seeing you all on my next video. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. See you next time. Bye.